Some liberal alt-righters might wonder why I'm so rough on the old capitalist system and not so happy with the alt-right. Well, let me explain. The alt-right is, and I've gone over this in past videos, it's basically libertarianism repackaged as something that it's not, which is fascism. Okay, so now I'm going to get to this. How does capitalism push cultural Marxism? Because it does. And now what's funny is what the alt-right is it's capitalism pushing a phony fascism. Now let me get into this. Okay, how this works is as follows. If you look at who's pushing the values of communism, meaning egalitarianism and no questions asked equality and all this nonsense and these anti-scientific ideas that are virtually Lysenkoism, such as the concept of racelessness and that race is not biological and gender is not biological and nothing is biological, nothing is real, everything's subjective. This is all being pushed primarily by capitalism because they're selling these ideas. I noticed this as a youth. My brother was a big fan of the band Rage Against the Machine, big commie band. Well, for a kind of funny thing for a communist band, they love their Che Guevara, but they also like making money off his likeness, which is pretty capitalistic. I guarantee you Zachary de la Roca is not broke. So what my point is you get a bunch of poor white idiots, and black idiots, and Hispanic idiots, but primarily white idiots to pay to go to these Rage Against the Machine concerts and go fight to get a cop killer named Mumia Abu Jamal, which again, everybody's making money off of Mumia Abu Jamal. Okay, saying Mumia Abu Jamal, free Mumia Abu Jamal, and they make money off it. They make money off it through these special interest groups and everything else. Now, this is all capitalism. Capitalism is making money. The United States of America has never been, and as long as it is constitutional, shall never be a capitalist system because our Congress is obligated by the Constitution to regulate the markets and regulate trade in the best interest of the Republic and the best interest of the people. But let's get back to square one here. The alt-right has become a way for capitalism to cast a wider net and start sucking in these fascist freaks. And by fascist freaks, I don't mean me. I mean the ones that call themselves fasci. Okay, so what they're doing is now they're selling the idea of fascism, but they're selling it to different people. I think what it is they've realized they've tapped out the egalitarian market. They got as many of them as they want, so now they're spreading it to fascism. And they're basically funding a fight. And there are real street fights. If you look at the way the alt-right and Antifa and all these people are basically killing each other. I mean, some of them actually are killing each other, but they're destroying property, they're destroying towns. On the left, you have Antifa and BLM. You have a lot more on the left, don't get me wrong, these organizations. And then on the right, you have the alt-right, which is a disorganized, it's kind of like, the alt-right is kind of like the Antifa of the right. And then you have, on top of the alt-right, you have, of course, the Klansmen and the skinheads that have been duped. Because remember, the American Nazi Party will not demonstrate publicly because of this bullcrap. The American Nazi Party took a stance years ago that they do not demonstrate in public because of this. If you don't believe me, go to AmericanNaziParty.com and check it out for yourself. So what we have, and the American Nazi Party is anti-capitalist. So get that through your heads. True Nazis do not accept capitalism, nor do true fascists. So what people are doing now, Ayn Rand is one of my favorite philosophers. And what you need to do is, it's funny because Ayn Rand, who was in love with the industrialists, caught this toward the end of her life. And what she figured out is that these industrialists, these bleeding heart industrialists, like Donald Trump, who promised like $8 billion, I think it was, to the Negro community to rebuild the inner cities, and pledged all this money to all these other groups, these people are the ones pushing cultural Marxist values. And why are they pushing cultural Marxist values? In the school systems where they're making textbooks, these publishing companies are making the textbooks and making money off the textbooks. Why are they pushing it in these? Why are they pushing white guilt? Not only are they demoralizing the civilization, Western civilization, but they're making money while they're doing it. These white guilt seminars that you have to pay money to. When I was in mental health, I had to pay money to white guilt training. Okay, where I learned about how horrible it was to be a white person, and the teachers and the administrators and all these people in the public school system are paying money to go to privately created seminars that are paid for on the taxpayers' money and paying money to private special interest groups that were paid by public money in order to make white people and other people feel bad about who they are, to make people, Hispanic people and black people, think that America hates them. What is going on is this is being pushed by the almighty dollar more than anything else. But the values being pushed are the same Lysenkoism, egalitarianism, and foolishness of communism, but not Soviet communism, not Stalinism, but cultural Marxism, which has crept into every level of government and the private sector in the United States.